Hi everybody, this is Doreen from Privies and Prims. Welcome to my floss tube. My channel is mostly about cross stitch. I do have probably 2 or 3 years of videos also about punch needle embroidery with the Ultra Punch. And if you go on my YouTube homepage, you will see tabs at the top, and one of them says playlist. And if you click on that, there are all different playlists for wool applique and punch needle and cross stitch. So we are going to get right to it today. I don't have a whole lot of progress to show you, but I have been working heavily on project bags. So I'm going to show those last in case you're not interested in that. But I just have one finish and one whip, and that's it. And as far as life update, I'm still trying to get over the pneumonia. I had another chest x-ray and it was clear, but I have extreme fatigue. I still have a little bit of a low oxygen level. I have the little thing, that you put on your finger, and it's basically like low 90s, between like 91, 95. Sometimes it's up where it's supposed to be, and sometimes it's low. So today is Sunday. My retreat is Wednesday, and I already have super low energy level and fatigue. So I have about 10, at least 10 wonderful ladies that are showing up a day early as I am, and we are going to set up the night before, and they are more than willing to help. So I'm so thankful to all of you that have offered to help me, and I am definitely going to take you up on that. So, as you all know, if you've been to a retreat, it's exhausting in itself, let alone, not feeling well. So, I am thankful to have the help. If you are coming to the retreat, don't forget your smalls exchange. It should be anything with a flower, wrap it up, and don't include any extras. Bring cash. There will be vendors, so bring cash or check. The barbecue dinner is cash only. And doors open Thursday at 12. And if there's any questions you have, please email me, priviesandprims@yahoo.com. There is a lot of information on Facebook, but some of you aren't on Facebook. So if you have questions, definitely feel free to comment, or either comment here or send me an email. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on. And this is my working copy, so that way it doesn't have the glare. This is just something I decided to do a couple days ago. Because of my fatigue level, I'm spending a lot of time right here in this recliner. Now, the other day, I pushed myself way too much, and I worked on project bags all day long. What I'm doing is like assembly line and getting them all ready and then put together and ready to stitch so that I can just keep stitching. I exhausted myself, and then I woke up yesterday, no energy, laid in bed half the day, dozing on and off. So I decided a couple days ago to stitch something small so I can stay put and just relax in my chair. So I decided to do this one right here. And this is with a needle and thread. And I I thought it was a booklet, but it's not. It's actually a pattern. But it's in my cabinet. Whenever I show them in the bag, there's always the glare and everything. So I'm just showing you my working copy. But that is the one I decided to do. Hopefully that's focusing. And I stitched it on a scrap of 40 count linen. And I will put down below here what the linen is, so just in case you're interested. But this is my finish, and I'm super happy with it. I think it is so cute. Now, this linen was gifted to me probably like a year ago, and I think I still have one more little scrap left. So that is the finish. And I know I changed some of the threads because I wanted to stitch from my stash and not run out and buy stuff. Oh, it's 40 count flax Newcastle linen. That is what the linen is. And this is what I am using for threads. So some of it is old tattered flag threads. Some of it you can see I changed, and some is the called for. I don't think there's many of the called for that I had. But if that, there, I think that's clear, and you can screenshot it. If you want the same colors that I used, it doesn't really matter, but that is my finish again. And this is the back. So someone a while ago, I know it was at least a year ago, had sent me a box of fabric, and it had these squares, maybe 6 inches by 6 inches, a lot of those in there. And this is one of them. And I thought that it matched really good with the colors. And then I took a piece of blue wool and covered where I cut it to stuff it, and then ironed my label on. Now my labels come white, but I coffee stained some of them. So, and they are from Ever Emblem on Etsy. So there again is the finish. The trim is a chenille from Purple Paper Mountain. I don't know what the color is called. It did not say on the card. They're like on a piece of cardboard or cardstock, and it didn't say. But that is my finish. That is my only FFO. So because I've been working a couple weeks getting ready for the retreat and doing the project bags. So the next one I'm going to show you is this one, and this is in a project bag from Dot Goose Design. You cannot see the inside because I have it full, but I will show you. Let me take everything out. And that is the inside. So I bought some of this fabric and I made myself a little thread bed. This is for stitching when I'm not home. And that's a piece of wool in the middle and a piece of Warm and Natural quilt batting. And then, oh, it's over here. I also made a little notions bag to keep my threads in. So that is the same fabric that's in here. And this is the one I am doing. If you've been following me, thank you for following me. And also, you've seen this before. So the last time I talked about this, I said I was putting it away. I was putting it aside, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to finish it. Well, last night when I finished the little pin keep, I was looking for something to do, and I have a couple other ones kitted up. But I decided to get back to this and give it another chance. Now, I have the one tree stitched. I just didn't feel like doing the other one right now. It'll eventually get done. But I had a lot of this done already. But so in case you're new here, I changed it to say with my hands, and that correction is on teresakogut.com. It's on her website under pattern corrections if you want to change yours. And this is what I have done so far right here. It is the called for linen, and I am using the called for threads. Some of them are the DMC that she listed, and she gives you a good list here. And you can see I don't have anything scribbled out, so I'm assuming that all my colors are the called for. And this is Winter's Brew 40 count R&R, and that is the called for fabric. Now, what I just did last night was the steps in front of the door of the house, the word that's under the house, and the line of grass that runs from each side of the house under the animals and the trees. So that's all I got done last night, but I am going to work on this a lot today. I am, again, putting myself on chair rest instead of bed rest, and so this is a perfect thing to do, is to work on this. So that is today's, and that fabric I got from Hollis Hands Create, and she gives you this card with it so that you can fill out the information. And I started it on January 28th, which typically in my stitching style, this would have been finished because I am mostly a monogamous stitcher, but I got tired of it and I put it aside. So now I'm bringing it back out, and I may take it to the retreat with me. I'm not sure. I Anyway, and the little sheep, you see the little sheep to the one side of the house? You can't even see it. I think I'm going to take that out and stitch it in a beige so that it shows up better because it's really, really light. So I think I'm going to do that with the beige. And, excuse me, sorry, I dropped this. So let me go ahead and show it to you. If you wanted to get a project bag from Dot Goose, she makes them professionally, and mine are not professional. I did order little iron-on labels for my project bags, and it's got a little smiley face. They're kind of lost in the mail somewhere. Do you ever have that happen where it just says you go to the tracking and like I should have had it a week ago because it was in my state. I even got a notification, oh, it's in North Carolina now. You'll get it soon, but it's stuck somewhere. Anyway, they're little labels and it has a smiley face and it says Imperfect Whip Bags by Privies and Prims. And then I'm going to put that on my bags because I want people to know ahead of time and not come back to me and say, oh, your corners didn't match or your lines were crooked. I do my best. I'm not purposely, doing that, but just in case you find a flaw, they may be perfect and they may not. If you find a flaw, you'll know ahead of time. Don't come back and say, oh, this didn't match up. The corner's off. So that's why I put that on there. Okay, so I had a giveaway on my last floss tube for this bag because it had a little hole in it where I accidentally hit it with the iron. And so I did a giveaway for this. Now, this also has a little thread bed with it. So I'm going to insert the winner's name here. So congratulations, Teresa. I did the random comment picker. And Teresa, send me your address to priviesandprims@yahoo.com. For future giveaways, and I've mentioned this before, you need to be a subscriber. And I'm going to insert a video here that shows how I can tell if you're a subscriber or not, because I did check and I went through 2 names before I got to Teresa's and they were not showing up as a subscriber. So I had to go and pick another name because the giveaways are in appreciation for subscribing. So I have a couple little short videos I'm not going to show you. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you, I also got this from a viewer, and I thank you so much. She sent me some linen. This is really, it's showing up, it's like an orangey brown, not really quite as bright as it's showing there. And then this one is 32 count tarnished silver. So that is like a tannish gray. I love that color. And this one is 32 count Weeks Dye Works Havana. And it's a pretty good size. I guess maybe, is this a fat quarter? So I'm going to find something. She said she usually uses the dark ones for like Halloween stuff. I don't do anything Halloween. I do fall, but I don't do Halloween. I don't celebrate that at all. So I'm going to try to find something where I can change the colors because I have a couple other linens that someone gave me that are dark. And if you have any suggestions of patterns that use a dark linen, let me know. I know there's a new one that Brenda Gervais just came out with at Market, and I may be able to use that, use one of these linens for that. But if you have a suggestion on like a pattern that you have done that is not huge on a dark linen, let me know. Otherwise, I probably will just change colors on something so that they show up. Because I love the dark linens. Most of the patterns I get have lighter linens. All right, so I'm going to show those videos here about the subscribers. So I wanted to show y'all something in my YouTube studio, which is where the creator goes to see comments. If you look at these comments here, if you see right there, that little red circle, that means they are a public subscriber. Now, all of these people entered the giveaway for the Easter bag, but as you can see, there are several that are not public subscribers. There's 2 more that are subscribers. So if I pick a name and that little red circle is not there, then I have to go and pick another name with the random comment picker, because the giveaways are for subscribers only. So check your settings, because as you see here, I'm going to scroll this whole thing. If you see your name and it doesn't have that red circle next to it, then you're probably most likely not a public subscriber. I have checked a few times, went to the channels and checked, and found that they were a public subscriber, but the little red circle wasn't there. But if I can't find your channel with the name that's on there, then I can't verify it. So now I am in the analytics for that particular video right there. And I thought you might be interested in seeing some of this. So the device type, most watch it on their TV. Subscribed is 62.3%, and not subscribed is 37.7%. Most are from the United States. There's some from Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. There's the age range. So you can see most of my viewers are over 65. Most do not use subtitles. So with that amount of people watching that are not subscribed, it is totally free. So please hit that button to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps me on the algorithm. All right, welcome back. Hopefully that explains it. If you have any questions, just message me or comment here. To change to make sure you are a public subscriber, you just go into your settings and change it to make sure that you show that you're not private. If your subscriptions are private, then you are not a public subscriber, and any channel that you enter a giveaway on is not able to confirm that you are a subscriber. So it's fine if you want to stay private. It's fine if you want to be public, but if you want to enter the giveaways, it helps to be public so they can see it. So I'm going to go into the project bags now. I'm going to show the ones I've already made. These will be door prizes for my retreat next week, or this week actually. If you're not, and then I'm going to show all the ones that I prepped the other day and got ready to sew. So if you're not interested in that, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I got a lot of new subscribers in this past month, and I thank you, each and every one of you that are new here or that are returning. I really appreciate you watching my videos. And please leave a comment, even if it's just a little emoji, because that really helps me on the algorithm. I think that's what it's called. Analytics, something like that, that YouTube likes interaction, even if it's just a thumbs up or a heart or anything. So thank you all for watching if you're leaving, and if not, let's get to the project bags. So I got all those prepped the other day, and I was going to sew some and take them to the retreat to sell, but I'm just not going to push myself anymore. I'm going to rest for the next couple. Let's see, I leave Wednesday. So I have today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Then I'm going to just rest and stitch. So those are going to wait until I get back from the retreat, and then I will be putting them on Etsy, which is priviesandprims.etsy.com. Also, at the end of every one of my videos, except on the shorts, but on the end of every one of my regular videos, there is a picture of my business card, and it has my Instagram on it, and it has my Etsy shop, and my email. So all of that is on every video. So they will be on Etsy, but give me some time to get back and recuperate and get feeling better. And then I will post, I think I did a little survey on Facebook. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you should. I post every day on there. And you just hit the follow button on there. So, and then it shows up in your feed when I post something new. Okay. So I did a little survey and asked, should I do them as a group with advance notice or just post them as I make them? And most of the people, I think they all that answered my question said to do them as a group with advance notice. So I will be posting excuse me, notice on Instagram and Facebook when I get ready to post them. Okay, so all of these have thread beds in them, and you know what the thread beds look like because I just showed a couple. They are different size thread beds because for these I was using scraps, whatever I had left. So some of them are really small and some of them are regular size. I wanted to show, in case I used the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial. And I don't know if her sizes were the same, but these are the sizes that I use for mine. And if just in case you're interested, that is the sizes that I use. So you could screenshot that. Okay, so we're going to do the bags. And I don't know if I've showed, I think I've showed these, but I'm not sure. I think I showed them like in a short video or a reel on Facebook or Instagram. This one. This one actually is not going to the retreat. This one is going to a friend of mine that I've known since I was 14 years old. And she has requested this one. And how can you say no to someone that you've known since you were 14? So she has been a great friend. And so this one is going to her. But I will be making more with that fabric. And then there's this one. This was one of the first ones that I made. It just has little flowers on it. Well, and a string. I have the door open, and I'm going to post some pictures here. There's a cherry blossom tree out front of my house. So I'm going to show you a picture. As I'm sitting in my chair and I'm looking at the screen door, I see full screen of that cherry blossom, and it's gorgeous. This one has a little camping theme. I will be making more of these. I have more of that fabric. This one, I do not have more of that fabric. I might have some more of the pink, which is like little leaves, but I don't have any more of this except little scraps. That is actually a fat quarter from Hobby Lobby. This one with the strawberries. And I think I only have little scraps of that also. As you can see how small the thread bed is. But I'll show you. It's still very usable. Still very usable. It's just small. And I do put the piece of wool in the middle so that you can put your needles in it. And then this one was a favorite with the campers in it. And I did go and buy more of this fabric. So I will be doing more of those, but they will have something different on the inside. It won't be that fabric. Because I also did a survey on Facebook and asked if you have your favorite fabric, like the one I showed you earlier, there's two different fabrics, the Teresa Kogut one. Would you want your favorite on the outside or on the inside? And everybody said the outside, because when you put your stuff in it, you can't see the inside. So when I make these again, I think I don't know if I have more of this or not, but when I make them again, they will have a coordinating fabric on the inside. They will not have the main, they'll be like more like this with the main fabric on the outside. And that one has little primitive stars on it. And I am going to do a lot of primitive ones. I've got the fabric. I just, these were for the retreat, and I know there's not a lot of primitive gals that go to it. There is a small group, but not a lot. So I was trying to, do them for the majority. Like this one is primitive, and I got more of this. Got more of that fabric. So I'll be doing more of those. So this one is the camper fabric with something different inside, and it has little polka dots on it, if you can see it. So that, except I ran out because this was before I went back and bought more, and typically it would have this fabric on here too, but I had run out, and that was before I went and bought more. And these, like I said, these are giveaways. These are not for sale. Love this one. I am getting more of this fabric at the end of the month. It is from a quilt store and they're having their grand opening at the end of this month, so it will be on sale. So I decided to wait and get more when it goes on sale. But that one, I love that one. It's so cute. This was another favorite one, and I do have more of this fabric, and you can see again, I put something different. That color is actually used in the little flowers. Let me see, do this side. So you can see there's a teal in there, and this is a very muted rosy red. It's not a bright red at all, but that was one of the favorites. And then this one, this I think is my favorite of this bunch, and that is the coordinating fabric. I did not have enough of this one to do like the whole thing with it. So those are the ones that are going to the retreat, and then if you want to hang out, I'm going to show you the ones I got ready to stitch. So I have this big basket full. I was super busy the other day when I was pushing myself and should have been resting. This is how I have them. This one doesn't have the the fusible fleece on it yet, but so I've clipped them with the zipper, the bands that go above and below the zipper, the vinyl, the inside fabric, and then the outside fabric. So this one is one of the primitive ones that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to try to keep these nice and neat. Okay. So this pile right here is fabrics I haven't gotten to. And I don't know if I showed them or not. I got this one to use on the inside of some. It's a white on white. If you can see, it has little flowers. This, I haven't cut any out yet, but this is called Jane Austen's House, and it's by Riley Blake, and that is going to be the inside fabric because it matches right there. And then I have a zipper for it. So that one did not get cut yet. This is one that will have the white on the inside. And this is mason jars with flowers. So pretty. And that will have the white zipper. And as much as I really want to get stuff out and cut these today, I am forcing myself to not. This is more of the camper fabric. And then I got this cute one with these little flowers. It's got like an aqua background. And the inside will be this one that I showed you on the inside of the other one with the little polka dots. So they coordinate well. And then I wanted something patriotic, and they did not really have anything that was primitive at all. But I did find this. And this will also have the white on the inside with the navy zipper. And I think this one I was going to use the white on the inside also. Trying to keep the zippers with the fabrics. I have to look at the zippers in daylight, like natural daylight, because at night, if I try to look at them with the house lights, it's like I picked one out that I thought was green and it was brown, and the colors are just way off. I thought one was black and it was navy blue. So that's why the ones that are already cut out are clipped to that fabric so that they don't get mixed up. This fabric, I got a big order from this store the other day that I found. It's about 40 minutes away. And I was looking for this fabric online because I had salvage of it that I had bought a fat quarter from a clearance rack like a year and a half ago. So I wanted more of it, and I looked, and I think I got 2 yards of this, which will make a lot of bags. And I think that is so pretty. I love the colors in this. And if you wanted to look it up, it is, let me find information. It's Riley Blake Designs. And I'll show you the selvage. Joy in the Journey. There. So I got like 2 yards of that. That will have pink zippers. And the inside fabric will be this. So that's going to match really good. And also at that same store, I think it's called Dreaming of the Sea Fabrics. And it's in Woodfin, North Carolina, which is right near Asheville. That's Asheville with an A, not Nashville with an N. Look how pretty this is. Isn't that gorgeous? That is also going to have this as the inside color. And it does have that color in the campers. I know you see red, but if you look at the doors of some of them, they are pink. The window curtains are pink. The trim line under the window box on another one is pink. And then I see one right here that the bottom of the camper is, this is like a peachy pink, but it matches really well in person. So that will go in the two, inside the 2 camper ones. Okay, so that's the end of the ones that I have not cut yet. Now we're going to get to the sets. And this one, so you see, this is how I set them together so I don't lose any pieces. So inside that is the zipper, which is, it's really, it shows up bright red, but it's like a burgundy, which is in the print. These right here are the same color. So this one has just tan inside, and that's the outside, which I thought was really unique. All right, so I have 2 of those. And this one has dragonflies. So the inside fabric actually has dragonflies on it. And that's the outside with flowers and dragonflies. I thought that was really pretty, and I had a zipper to match. And then this is a primitive set. Now this is a whole set. This is the thread bed, which I have to cut a piece of wool for. This will be the notions bag. And then this is the full size project bag, and all of it is that same fabric. Very primitive. Look, can you see it? There. This here, this is one of my favorites. This is, I think, a Kathy Deal, is it called? This is one of my favorites. It might be my favorite of all of them. So this is the inside fabric, and you can see the outside there. Right there. I love that one. I do a lot of olive green. As you can see, I've got this, I've got my watch, I've got olive green coats, I've got olive green pants, I do a lot of olive green. And this one I have 2 of, and this is, and I did all the camper ones because I wanted to take them to the retreat because it's at a campground, but they're not getting done. So, but I also tried to get things that were like unique, that weren't, you know, flooding the market of project bags. So I decided to try to do like the little cute vintage campers. So this is the inside, and that is the main fabric. So I have 2 of those ready. And I know that bees are a very popular theme. I don't decorate with bees. I don't like bees. They sting. They cause pain. Um, but I know that they're popular in decorating, so I did pick out two fabrics that have bees in them. And this one is kind of prim, so it's going to have. Let me get this up. This is going to have the green inside, and that is the outside. Now, I was going to pull the purple out and put the inside as the purple, but it looked much better with the green. So that's what I decided on. That one. Now, sometimes in the project bags, I'm going to have what's called, we're going to call it Mom's Pick. And my mom is 90. She'll be 91 in June. She has extremely different tastes than I do. The polar opposite. I like the dark primitives. She likes the bright colors. So I took her with me to a quilt store and told her to pick something out, and we're going to call that Mom's Pick. So whenever she goes with me and she picks out a fabric, we will call it Mom's Pick, and you'll know what that means. So she picked, I'll show you the back of the thread bed, this fabric. She wanted something with birds, and it has the chickadees on it. And I actually have 3 of these cut. 2 of them are 12 by 12. Well, they won't end up being 12 by 12. I guess they'll be 10 by 10. But because I made a mistake, I wasn't paying attention. So I just went with it. So this is the inside fabric, and that is the backing, the main fabric. Isn't it pretty? Not my style, but I think it's gorgeous. So there will be 3 of those, 1 regular size and then 2 square ones. Excuse me a second. Okay, had to fold it down. And then I have more of the blue with the butterflies. So this one is a project bag, or I'm sorry, a notions bag with project bags. So this is, I went to the quilt store to match for something for the inside, and I think this is a perfect match. So that's the inside of the bag. That will be the outside. And I have 2 of those, and one of them will have the matching notions bag. And then these, I know I showed this fabric last time. I think it's just a soft kind of cottagey, shabby chic kind of fabric. Now, I think I got 2 yards of this, and I cut it so that all the pieces have this fabric, the inside and outside, and the 2 thread beds, because there's 2 bags here, so I have 2 thread beds. So they're all going to be that same fabric with the pink zippers. Now, here is another one of my favorites. You know, you don't really see it on camera, but this blue, let me see. Hold on, gotta fold the vinyl up. Oh, I do use 16 gauge vinyl in case anyone's interested. Some of the bags I made earlier were vinyl from Walmart that I bought a while ago, and they're not as thick. Those are the ones, like, I can tell the difference. I'm not sure which one's in this, but the ones, like some of the ones for the retreat have that thinner vinyl in it. So now I use the 16 gauge. But this blue really brings out the blue in that. And I don't know if you're really seeing it on camera as much as I do in person, but it brings out the blue in that, and it really pops. So that was the perfect color for the inside. And that one has a thread bed, and I have 2 of those cut out. Only one will have the thread bed. So I also did a survey on Facebook, and then in a group, Homespun Needlework, I think it's called, and asked, do you use a thread bed? Do you just want the project bag, or do you use notion bags? So, gosh, I got a variety of answers. So there's going to be a variety of listings. Some will have all 3 pieces, some will have just the thread bed in the bag, and some will be just the bag. So, and then these, I have 2 more, and this is the other bee fabric. So this green went with a lot, so I bought a couple yards of that. And this is the other one with the bees. And I didn't even, when I bought this, I didn't even realize it was bees. I was thinking it was flower pots and mason jars. I didn't even realize that it was a bee print, but I thought it was really pretty. So I have 2 of those, which are just project bags. And then last but not least, you saw this one before. This was supposed to be done for the retreat. Did not get done. There's the fabric for the thread bed. This is going to go in the middle. I need to clip that. There. This one is not all clipped together like the others are. Oh, it's not last. There's one more under it. So that's going to be the inside. And then that's the main fabric with the orange zipper. You can tell I was trying to like get out of my comfort zone with the bright colors because not everybody likes primitives. This one is really cute. So this has a thread bed. This will have the white on white inside, and then this is the backing. I think they're tomatoes. They're either tomatoes or apples. I don't know. Tell me what you think. This one drew my eye. This is Lori Holt fabric, and I was drawn to this because it looks so vintage. It just reminds me of vintage stuff. So that I have one cut out, but I do have more of that fabric. So that is it. As you can see, I've been busy, and I still have more fabrics that were not shown here. They're mostly primitive ones, and excuse me, as soon as I am feeling up to it after the retreat, I will get these sewn and I will get them in the Etsy shop. I'm still wavering on price, but I think they're going to be $25 for the project bag and thread bed, and then $35 if you want the notion bag and the thread bed and the project bag. $35. So I think I'm just trying to weigh that out. I don't want to charge as much as everybody else because I'm still learning. I'm still making mistakes. And maybe one day, when I'm getting better actually with each one. I can tell like what I sewed 2 weeks ago and the difference in what I sewed a couple days ago. And maybe later I'll raise the prices up. But right now, I think that's what they're going to be. So they are, most of them, if I didn't cut wrong, are going to be 10 by 13. And if I did cut it different, like the 12 by 12 ones, those will be less money. So I'll mark those less because they're smaller. So that is it for today. What I want you to leave me a comment is, do you use all 3 pieces? If you were buying, would you just want the project bag? Would you want the project bag and the thread bed, or would you want all 3? Someone said thread beds separately. I'm not going to be doing those. Dot Goose Design does that. She does sell, she calls them pals. Hers are bigger than mine. And so go there to her Etsy shop if that's what you're looking for, and check out her bags too. And because she is the one that I bought from before I started making my own. And then I had a friend make me a couple, but she doesn't sell them online. So I want to send people to Dot Goose Design if you want a professional one that you know is going to be right and maybe not right like mine. So anyway, that's it for today. I will get back to you after the retreat. I may do some video. I know I'll be doing videos at the retreat. I'm just not sure when they will be posted. But again, leave me a comment. Tell me what you prefer in the bags, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.